Good morning. This is KIFI TV Local News 8, Idaho Falls, Pocatello, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, beginning another day of broadcast. Our transmitter is located 35 miles west of Idaho Falls. Local News 8's main office is located at 1950 North Yellowstone Highway in Idaho Falls, with remote studios at 1246 Yellowstone and Pocatello. Local News 8 is owned by NPG of Idaho and authorized by the FCC to operate as digital channel 8.1 ABC, Digital 8.2 Telemundo, 8.3 CW, and 8.4 the Now channel. We broadcast at a maximum of 63 kilowatts of digital power and a frequency of 186 megahertz. We hope you enjoy the programming that is broadcast throughout the day on Local News 8. If you have any questions or comments about programming, feel free to write to Local News 8 at 1915 North Yellowstone Highway, Idaho Falls, Idaho, 83401. For the best in news, local programming, and network shows from ABC, Telemundo, the CW, and the Now channel, turn to KIFI. From all...
Just can't believe you're actually standing here in my living room, Eddie. Never thought the day would come.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, too. Yeah. It's a crying shame the older kids couldn't make it.
I'll get that. Don't worry about it. Let me do it.
Yeah, I got the daughter in the clinic getting cured off the wild turkey. And the older boy, bless his soul, is preparing for his career.
College?
Carnival.
You gotta be proud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, last season he was a pixie dust spreader on a tilt-a-whirl. And he thinks that maybe next year he'll be guessing people's weight or barking for the yak woman. You ever see her?
No.
Yeah, she's got these big horns growing right out above her ear. Yeah, she's ugly as sin, but a sweet gal and a hell of a good cook.
Can I refill your eggnog for you? Get you something to eat? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere? Leave you for dead?
Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. Welcome to the world's only live daily podcast about ham radio. This is Ham Radio Live. I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button. It's there for a reason, folks. It'll help people that have an interest in ham radio to find the channel. And those with ham shacks find out about some pretty cool stuff and ideas to help them make their shacks just a little better. My name's Larry. My call sign is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome back to the Shack in Northwest Oregon. Glad to see you all from around the world to the gathering place that is called Ham Radio Live. Thank you so much. Today is February the 3rd. Hello and welcome to the studio. Good to see you. What a joy. Hi, everybody. Welcome, Andy, right out of the box with a thumbs up as well. Andy, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And Gunter is here. He got the lingo. He says, "Sup, FR maniacs." Very well. Well done, sir. Well done. Hey, I want to give you some channel news. I'm so excited about this. I want to share it right off the bat. A good friend, a dear friend, person who is, who I think the world of, really. If you've ever watched some of Callum McCormick's work there at DX Commander, we have a mutual friend, and his call sign is ZL1BQD, so ZL1 Bravo Quebec Delta, right? So his name is Raleigh. Raleigh is the guy to talk to about de-expeditions, all right? Now, for people who aren't in ham radio, they would have no idea what a de-expedition is, okay? A de-expedition really is a vacation where you take along your ham radio and you really just bring it and you hang out and you just make calls with it. It's pretty cool, right? Bring the ham with you, set up an antenna, and make calls wherever you can. Raleigh's done that multiple times throughout the Pacific and Indian Oceans. He's been down even near Antarctica doing it. It's phenomenal, the stories that Raleigh can tell. It's going to be fun. It's going to be coming up on Friday's show. So please join us. It'll be at 1900 UTC. Please join us for a wonderful guy from New Zealand, Raleigh, ZL1 BQD, telling some great stories about his de-expeditions. And I really think you'll love it. By the way, he is so gifted in ham radio. He has 5 DXCC certificates. For those who don't know what that is, one is amazing to get one. Okay. DXCC means you've worked every single place you can work in the world. Okay. He's done it on 5 bands. He's done it on 5. He's missing just like 2 or 3 countries now to get his 6th one. Raleigh's an amazing and humble guy, and we're really honored to have him come on. And I'm grateful that he's taken his Saturday morning, really, because he's 21 hours ahead, and he's going to get up a little earlier for us, probably get a little cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and show us about the expedition work. So we'll have a great show on Friday. So excited for that. Welcome, everybody. Glad to see you. Doing good. Gunter, good to see you today from the snow. He's from the snowplow in Minnesota. That's Thor. Kilo 0 Tango Juliet Tango. That's funny. Oh, that's so funny, Thor. My gosh. Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah. In Minnesota, for folks who don't know, in Minnesota, when you go there, you live there, right? In the winter, the snow that falls in like October is still there in May. It is. It's darker color now, and it's kind of at the bottom, but it's still there. And when you get the snow, most people go out and they buy snow blowers, right? We used to have some great neighbors who lived across the street from us when we lived there. They were great. And she had won the lottery. All right. No, it wasn't the lottery. Sorry. She had won like one of those football pools, right? Where you get money for, guessing who's going to have all these points in the Super Bowl. Well, she won. It was like $800. Now, instead of going like on a vacation to a warmer climate, okay, this is no lie. What she did, she went out and she bought a snowblower that had heated grips.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
No joke, man. It was heated grips. That's what sold it for her. So, because, you got to plow your driveway. And then what happens is the snowplow goes down your street and it puts like a giant pile of snow right in front of the driveway where the street goes in. So you got to go back out there and shovel it clean again. So, Thor, I really do sympathize with you, man. Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, places in the upper Midwest can be tough this time of year, man. Thanks for bringing us with you while you're doing the snowblower. That's pretty sweet. It really is, Thor. Oh, I remember that. Andy, yep, you're going to love it. Friday, make sure and join us at 1900. Going to be a great show. Looking forward to Raleigh coming. Really is. Yeah. Gunter says the expedition is a different form of vacation where you risk a lot, putting your equipment to the hardest tests in your life on the line in all kinds of weather conditions. It can be. Absolutely. Yeah. Raleigh, what he does, Gunter, is a lot of times he'll work with ham radio clubs within various areas, whether it be the jungles or on a remote island. Well, I'll let him tell you the stories. They're great. But typically they'll have like some sort of a living facility where he can work out of. And there's antennas either already there or he'll erect them. They'll bring a group of guys and they'll put them up. I'll let him tell you the stories, though. They're phenomenal. Gee, some of the stuff Raleigh's done. Just great stuff. Yeah. Gunter says, but it turns out to be fun if you make the contacts and you turn in the countries you want to get. Yeah, that's true. Fred, welcome to the show, man. Great to see you. That's Fred Durant. He's coming here from the state of Washington. Fred, welcome back. Good to see you as always, my friend. Yeah. And Gunter adds, and after a de-expedition, you need another 3 weeks vacation to relax and refresh. It's true. It's true. Because you're carrying all your gear. You're carrying your rig, you're carrying your power supply, you're carrying everything, your antennas, sometimes you're carrying tower components too. I mean, it can be really, really invasive in terms of the stuff you're carrying. And oh, by the way, you got to rent a boat too and make sure the boat can get you there. And then you've got the weather to worry about. Anyway, Raleigh's got some great stories. Will Meyer's here. Hi, Will. Kilo Alpha 8, Germany, India, Mike. Great to see you, Will. Hi there. Welcome to the show. Good to see you as always, my friend. Yeah, Andy, Raleigh's a great man. Great, great stories. Looking forward to that. Please join us for that. on Friday. It's going to be a great show. I'll hope you will be with us because, wow, he is, Raleigh's one of the real good ones. And so for me, it's truly an honor to have Raleigh come on the show. Again, if you don't want to look him up on QRZ, his call sign's Zulu Lima 1 Bravo Quebec Delta. Okay. ZL1BQD. That's Raleigh. Also has a YouTube channel. Take a look. He's got a lot of his expeditions right here on YouTube. Good stuff. Welcome to the show. We have some folks. We had a wonderful person who checked in during CQ calling on Friday. And he basically made a statement. He was interested in getting into ham radio, but he thought it'd be too hard. And we've done 2 days of general test questions. I want to do today technician. That's the initial license exam. Now his YouTube handle is Beholder0. Beholder, if you're watching, I hope you watch this because I want you to know you can pass the test. You really can. Folks that aren't licensed, this show really will revolve a lot around you. It's here to help you get on the road to getting your license. All right. I'll have within the description a link to the American Radio Relay League. Okay. It's ARRL.org, but don't worry about it. Don't have to write it down. It'll be in the description. Just click on the link and they'll help you out with a local radio club that can help you get set so you can be on the air too. Okay. We want you on the air. So Beholder, if you're here or you watch it on replay, you can pass this test. Okay. These are simply a group of questions that are exactly as you'll see on your test for the FCC to get your license. They're worded exactly the same with the same right answer and the same wrong answer wording. So you can get an idea of what it looks like. Okay. Now there are some great online study tools you can go with right now that you can learn at your own pace, man. It's really simple and you can get on the air. And for anyone who watches this, whether you're live today around the world or on replay, I want you to know you can do it. You can pass the test. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, welcome to the show. Everybody's still talking about Raleigh. That's great. Andy, talk to him about the yacht. Yeah, I know. Talk about being like on Gilligan's Island. No joke. Dave, Temecula, California's in the house. Hi, Dave. Whiskey 6, Charlie, Radio Tango. Welcome. Happy belated Groundhog Day. Don Puxatani, Phil, Stupid Marsupial. How do we know he really saw a shadow? Who knows? Thanks a lot for the thumbs up. I do appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. All right, let's get into these test questions. Again, technician. Then I've got a great segment coming up for you. You're going to love this. A directional antenna you can get for under $500. It's going to give you about 4 to 5 dB of gain and still let you run an amplifier. No joke. And ready? You can put it up in less than 15 minutes. All right, let's get to the test questions. Welcome, November, Juliet 7, Lima. Good to see you. Here's the first question. What is this? This is essentially the transmit pattern of the antenna that I'm talking about. Take a look at the front to back ratio. That's it. It's coming. All right. Tell you about the antenna in a moment. First test question for the technician. Which of these precautions should be taken when installing devices for lightning protection in a coaxial cable feed line? Okay, for new hams, okay, you've got your gear. Okay, that's your transceiver, your power supply. Maybe you have a tuner, possibly an amplifier, but you also have an antenna out there, and that antenna is a big lightning rod. Okay, they're typically made of some sort of metal component. Whether, even if it's a fiberglass mast, you still have typically a dipole up there or some sort of wire, so it's got a conductor. Lightning can strike it. So how do you protect yourself? Okay, the answer here is D. Mount all of the protectors on a metal plate that is in turn connected to an external ground rod. Simply drive a copper-plated ground rod into the ground, put yourself a clamp on it, and then connect your wire, your wire, copper wire, make sure it's copper wire directly to that ground rod, and make sure it's as short as possible, okay? That's it. All right, let's take a look. Next question. Again, technician. This is the entry-level exam in the U.S., okay? What's the maximum power level that an amateur radio station may use at VHF frequencies? Now, for new hams, we have actually, believe it or not, there are 4 different frequency levels, okay? Because 1.8, top band is not considered HF. It's not, okay? Top band, which is 1.8 or 160 meters, is still considered medium wave. It is. So you've got the medium wave end there at 160. Now you've got HF starting at 80/75. And then you've got VHF, which starts at 30 megahertz. And you've got UHF, which starts at 300 megahertz. Okay? That's how it works. So we're on VHF here. So we're between 30 megahertz and 300 megahertz. So the question is, what's the maximum power level that an amateur's radio station may use at VHF frequencies, again, 30 to 300 megahertz, before a radio frequency, which is RF, exposure evaluation is required? The answer is 50 watts PEP at the antenna. That's it. That's the maximum power level, okay, on VHF. Remember, that's not HF, it's VHF, 50 watts, okay? Make sure. Remember that. Don't confuse HF with VHF. HF 1500, okay? That's the difference. Next question on the technician. What's the FCC Part 97 definition of a space station? You may be surprised how low this is. The FCC 97 part rule, which is Rule 97. It is an amateur station located more than 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Now, that means technically it's below the F layer of the ionosphere. Did you know that? That's true. Yep. It could be lower than the F layer of the ionosphere. So, if you're on a space station, the FCC says anything more than 50 kilometers above, you're a space station now. So congratulations, get your balloons up soon. Fire your rockets. Okay, next question. Which of the following VHF, UHF? Now again, we're up high. We're above we're above the HF bands. So we're really now between 30 megahertz, okay? And we're above 300 megahertz. All right. Which of the following VHF, UHF frequencies ranges are limited to Morse code only? That's CW, okay? So for new ham, CW, just remember Morse code, okay? The answer here is pretty easy, and you can find it on any U.S. amateur band plan list, okay? It's A. It's right there on 6 meters, 50.0 megahertz to 50.1 megahertz. And then it pops up again on 2 meters. That's where it's 144 to 144.1 megahertz. Okay. So when you're on 6 meters or 2 meters, right there at the first 100, that's where you've got Morse code. Okay. Kind of similar to the HF bands, but different allocation, meaning a different amount of bandwidth. Okay. Hi, Sue. Welcome from Great Britain. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you very much. Thanks, Stu. Golf 7, Whiskey Alpha Yankee. Love it. G7 Way. What a great call sign, man. That's awesome. That is the greatest call sign ever. Love it. Thanks, Stu, for being here. Hello. Good evening to you. Next question. From which of the following locations may an FCC licensed amateur station transmit? It is very strange here. Listen to the answers given. Now, look at the question. From which of the following locations, okay? So we're talking a specific area. May an FCC licensed amateur station transmit, okay? Now, the answer is given. A, from within any country that belongs to the International Telecommunications Union. That sounds extremely plausible, very plausible. B, from within any country that is a member of the United Nations. Again, to a new ham, that sounds good. C, from anywhere within International Telecommunications Union Union Regions 2 and 3, maybe. D, and here's the trick, from any vessel or craft located in international waters and documented or registered in the United States. That's the answer. Can you believe that? That's actually the answer to this question. And that's a weird one, right? Because you'd think, well, okay, it's plausible, be within any country that belongs to the ITU or, country that's a member of the United Nations. Nope. In this case, it's about a boat on any vessel or craft located in international waters and documented or registered to be a U.S. vessel. Okay? So don't let that question throw you. All right? Next question on the technician. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Remember, we do try and get people licensed here. That's the passion here. And we start with that, then we go from there. What, if any, are the restrictions concerning transmission of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? Okay. We have all heard 75 and 80 meters.
Go!
Yep, it happens a lot. Just tune in any night and skim around. You'll find it. It's amazing. It really is. Jeez.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
It's true. It's very true. Some of the language that comes out on 75 and 80 sometimes at night, it's just amazing. Okay, to simplify this. All right. Indecent or obscene language is prohibited. Period. The end. Nothing else. Okay? You can't use profanity. Okay? You can't say racial slurs. You can't be indecent. Okay? Just be kind. Remember, as U.S. amateurs, we are licensed. Okay? With that license comes responsibility. And we're supposed to be giving remarks of personal good character and personal remarks. So, remarks of good character and personal remarks, just nice things, right? Being kind, a conversation, something like that. Good to remember, okay? So indecent or foul language is not okay. Next question. Who must designate the space station operator? Pretty simple. The station licensee, okay? The FCC doesn't do it. No one else does it. The person who designates a space station is the station licensee themselves, okay? Again, get those balloons and rockets up. Hurry. Time is limited. Okay. Which Q signal indicates that you're receiving interference from other stations? Let me go over the Q signals real quick with you so you know. Okay. First of all, on this one, the answer is A, QRM. Remember, it's easy on this one. If you're receiving interference like static, okay, could be a lightning crash. It'll just blank everything out. Okay. QRM. Okay. QRM is when it comes from a human, like a radio station. Someone's too close on frequency or someone's tuning up. QRM, man-made. Okay, so in this question, which Q signal indicates that you're receiving interference from other stations? That's man-made. So QRM, QR, man-made. That's the easiest way to remember it. When it's from other stations, it's QRM. If it's not, if it's static, if it's lightning crash, okay, then it's QRN. It's the environment. Easiest way to remember it, okay? QRM means man-made noise. QRN means environmental noise. Could be static, could be lightning, could be a lot of things, but it's not man-made. QTH is your location, okay? That's all. Just your location. It's where you're at. It's where you're transmitting from. QSB means the signal is fading. Okay? QSB. And a good way to remember that. Okay, those two, QTH, QT home. QT home. Okay? So cutie home. You got a cute home. Cutie home. All right? D, QSB, Q signal bad. Q signal bad. I'm just showing you the way that I learned it. Okay. Those were little tips that I used when I passed all three in one day. I helped to do the Q signals in ways that I could remember them based on the answers. So QSR, if you've got QSB, Q signal bad, QRN, Q environment, so forth and so on. Okay, got 4 more. Here we go. What is the amateur radio emergency service ARRL? So Alpha, Romeo, Echo, Sierra. It is A, licensed amateurs who have voluntarily registered their qualifications and equipment for communications duty in the public service. Notice there's nothing here that says emergency. See? It's the one answer that doesn't say emergency. That's the one you want. So if you're going to be taking your test to get your ham radio license, you see this question. What is the amateur radio emergency service, ARRL? Okay? It's the answer. It doesn't say emergency. Simple to remember. That's how I did it. I mean, I'm just telling you little tricks of how I did things when I passed. All right? Next question. How many volts are equal to 1 kilovolt? It equals 1,000 volts. Kilo, remember, because US, we are really, really bad here, okay? We are. We just have not gotten into the metric system yet. It's like we were trying. Remember when I was in school in the 70s, we were all going to go to the metric system.
Let's roll.
Yeah, it was all going to be done, and we still haven't done it. It was like, almost like 48 years later. Still haven't got there. So it's 1,000 volts. Kilo equals 1,000, okay? Just remember, kilo is 1,000, okay? Milli, think about that. Milli, mega, okay? Milli, mega. I'll wait for your comments. Interested to see what you guys say. Milli, mega. We got lots of people from Europe. They'll know it right away. You can do it. All right. Next one. What's the basic unit of capacitance? It's the farad. That's how you measure capacitance, okay? Ohm is resistance, voltage is power, and henries. What's henries? Checking you out, hammies. What do you got for henries? You can do it. You can do it. All right. Next question. On the technician. What's the current? See, I'm trying to keep you engaged as we do the questions. That's why I'm asking you questions too. That way you're engaged. What's the current through a 100 ohm resistor connected across 200 volts? It's 2 amperes. Whenever you get this question, a question asking for voltage, resistance, or power, there's an easy way to figure this out. There really is. You use this. This pyramid will help you tremendously. Learn it, okay? Voltage over I, which is current, R is resistance, okay? If you're trying to find out what resistance is, and you have the voltage, and you have the current, you have to multiply voltage times current. Gives you R. Okay, you want V divide. I should have said divide. Divide voltage by current. If you want resistance, okay, that's how you're going to do it. If you want to get voltage, current times resistance. This is an easy way to remember it. This pyramid will help you, especially technician class. Remember that, because that pyramid is a great way to formulate. And they'll let you bring in like number 2 pencils, scratch paper that's blank, and a calculator. So you'll be able to use it. If you remember that pyramid though, you'll be able to get voltage, current, and power every time. Voltage, resistance, and power. Okay. I think we got 3 more. What's component number 1 in figure T1? All right. Component 1, whenever you see the zigzag lines like that, it's always a resistor. That's a resistor, okay? So just remember when you see the zigzag up and down lines, could also be done if it's vertical, right? This is horizontal in this circumstance. It can also go vertically as well, okay? So whenever you see that W, or, it's like a W with an extra little dash on it, right? Little check. That's a resistor. Okay. Number 5, there's 3 of them. Those are grounds. Number 2 is a transistor. Okay. Number 3 is the lamp. Number 4, that's a battery. Okay. If you can learn your schematics, and you don't need to know all of them, but if you learn a lot of them, and so many of them are easy. Remember the transistor, like we talked about yesterday, circle with a T. In this case, the T is sideways, but just look for the circle. Circle with the T. You got it. You can do it. You can easily do it. I know you can pass this test. If I can pass this test, you can pass this test. Trust me, you can do it. It's not hard. It's not impossible. It's not super easy, but it's not impossible. Last question. Why is coaxial cable the most common feed line selected for amateur radio antenna systems? Okay, so why do we use coax? It's because it's easy to use. Really, that's why. There's few special installation considerations. Okay, that's why the back of our radios have coax connectors. That's why coax is easy. You just simply screw it in place and screw it into your antenna, and you're done. Coax is easy, makes it simple, fast, and away you go. That's why we use it. Just keep it dry. That's the one thing that's very important. For example, if you take down your antenna, right? Don't go and just leave your coax outside. Because what happens is moisture can get into the end of the coax that you've left outdoors. Say you've got an idea that you're going to put up an antenna, maybe in a week or so, but you don't want to pull the coax back inside, right? You're just going to leave it there because you're going to, put up another antenna. Either cover the end of it up with a plastic cover or cover it with tape somehow, but keep the moisture out. Because if water gets into it, there's a white dielectric in the center between the center conductor and the copper braid on the outside that can get moisture in it, and it'll damage the coax. That's really how coaxial cable is destroyed more than anything. It's because of moisture. So please be careful with your coax. All right. Happy February 3rd, everybody. Welcome to the show. All right. Let's see, I got to zoom up. There's a lot of talking going on today. Welcome. Goodness sakes. Buford T. Justice.
What we're dealing with here
it's true.
is
It's Buford T. Justice. Dad, your hat fell off. Oh, boy. Can't go any further with that, can I, Gunter? Such a funny one. It really is. I love it. Yep, QRM, man-made noise. You are correct. QRO is his favorite one. Oh, gotta run that. Need more power. Absolutely. It's great. Scott says, well, I'm QRT at work today and going inside. Okay, for hams that are studying, QRT means you are quitting. Okay, you're going off the air. QRT. QR quitting. T is quitting. I learned it in a weird way. Yes, inductance. That was it. Good. Henry's. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go, William. That's Kilo Alpha 8. Germany, India, Mike. Mm-hmm. Well done. Yeah. Henry. Well done. Gunter says from Germany, QRP is for cowards who ain't got nothing to crank the amp because they're afraid a neighbor next door could grab out the TV or their cable. I like QRP. It's a challenge. I think it's fun. I remember the first time I was with my father-in-law, okay? And we did QRP, 5 watts. And we were there at his house in Northern California. I love my dad. He's the coolest dude ever. I love that man. We were at his house. We ran 5 watts. And I remember the look on his face when we made a call to Kansas from California. And he couldn't believe it was only 5 watts. There's something special about QRP. I love QRP. It's fun. Yep, Martin, the V is potential difference in charge between 2 points in the electrical field. Well done. Holland doing it right today. Nice work, Vector. What's your vector, Victor? Oh my gosh. Oh boy. I better not say Gunter's comment about passing the test. No. Scott, I have it rolled back to 91 watts. Oh my gosh, no.
Get that finger out of your ear. You don't know where that finger's been.
It's just not good. Not good. All right, guys. I want to tell you about antenna product that you can use that's not expensive, that will help you have directionality for under $500. Really, think about a beam, right? A Yagi, expensive. Need a tower, rotor, thrust bearing, the right feed line, everything. It's expensive. Most of us could not afford that, just the way it is. But there is an inexpensive way you can do it, and you can do it portably. Yeah, you can do it like Parks on the Air, Soda, want to work a DXpedition. There's an easy way to do it. Let me show you real quick. Let me grab the picture real quick. All right, I showed this antenna the other day. You see MFJ 2286. Now, what we're going to be doing, we'll be using this on Friday for CQ calling on 40 meters, a single one, all right? The following Friday, we're going to use dual. We're going to run directional, okay? The way to do it, you hook the first one up like you're supposed to. Now, I must tell you, let me move this over a little bit. I must tell you, when you use this product right here, they give you ground radials, okay? But what I'd recommend doing is adding more, okay? For 40 meters, you're going to want to run a little over 32 feet. So about 32 and a half feet for US folks, okay? That'll give you a good ground radial for about 7.225 megahertz. Now, I know in Europe that's above your band plan, so you'll be shorter on those ground radials, about 30 feet or so. But the point is, and not 30 feet shorter. I gotta be so specific sometimes. No, just a couple inches shorter. So I gotta do. Okay. So if you run your ground radials, okay, you can do, for example, 4 of them at 8 feet or 8.25, 8.5 feet. All right. 4 of them, and then run them in bunches of 4. So you basically have a giant star pattern out at the bottom of this antenna. Those are your ground radials. Okay. So you've got the ground radials set up. You've got a little bit of them, right? But you're resonant at 40 meters then. You're going to be really solid, okay? You hook up your coax to that antenna. The second 2286, you hook up the exact same way, okay? You put it a quarter wavelength apart, so about 32 and a half feet or so apart, the direction you want to work. This is important. The second antenna needs to go in the back, okay? So you're looking at the antenna direction-wise, and you're pointing it towards a certain area that you want to work. This is really important, so please pay attention. You're pointing it towards an area. That antenna does not have any coax connected to it. It is a reflective antenna. The grounds need to be set on the ground like the first antenna is. However, it's a parasitic antenna. What it does then is it literally grabs the first antenna and throws it back towards the front. It acts like a Yagi, very much like a Yagi. Now, it's not going to give you the same gain numbers, nor is it going to give you the same elevation takeoff. It's going to be a pretty high takeoff because this is a short antenna. But the directionality is going to be phenomenal on this thing. I mean, think about it. You're going to work maybe a remote this summer, or going to go on a DXpedition. Man, 2 of these antennas you'll get for under $500 with the wire to run your ground radials. So get a couple hundred feet of wire. You have plenty then to run your ground radials. Because this antenna will run 40 to 6 meters, you now have, once you set the ground radials for your lowest frequency band, right? Say, for example, you're at 150. Let's go for Europe this time. So 7.150. Let's say that number is roughly 30 feet for your ground radials, okay? You make it, let's say you make 5 ground radials at 6 feet each. Okay, and you put them in 4 areas. Okay, now you got all these ground radials. Okay, it's going to be resonant for 40 meters. You've got it up in the air. That one's not hooked up to coax. It's a reflector. Okay, you sight it down to the first antenna, and what I'd recommend doing, use your phone. You can put it together where basically you put the compass on it. Right? Every phone has a compass. So, for example, if I were to go and take a look at my phone and go compass, right? It's going to give me the app. Here it is. All you do is you simply turn it the direction you want to go with your signal. Make sure the back antenna is that way. You're pointing it towards the front antenna, and it's going the direction you want. Your signal is going to be phenomenal. All of a sudden, that signal is going to come out something just like this. Take a look. That's straight directional. And look at the back, front to back ratio. It is minuscule. So you're shooting your power out that direction. And the beautiful part of this is this antenna can go up to 1 kilowatt. Imagine that. And if you're space restricted, or if you're in a place maybe they don't like antennas so much, you can have this up and down in 15 minutes. Tripod, throw your ground radios up, put them down, or better yet, great comment. And I'm trying to remember his call sign. Now I got to remember because I want to give him some credit because he's been really good. He's been an awesome dude. He's been sending me a ton of emails here the last couple of days. And let's see, Mike Latera. Mike's call sign is Kilo 4 November Yankee X-ray. He's in Florida, Port St. Lucie, where I think they have a giant hemp community. I swear, I know like 3 people there in Port St. Lucie. I have a QSL card here from Kilo X-ray 4 Whiskey Sierra out of Port St. Lucie. And I have a friend as well who is out of Port St. Lucie who does the DXnet at 7.163 WB2REM. That's Jimmy. Okay. So I know all these people now in Port St. Lucie. I can go there and just have a party with all these guys. But anyway, Mike's been pretty cool. And he's got a great idea for this. You simply get a ground stake like you get at Home Depot. Use that for the base. Now it's mounted on the ground. Run those ground radios. You're good. So, great idea. And he sent me a photo of it. And let me see if I can find it real quick to show it to you. Because I love the picture. And it's a very good idea. He buys them over at Home Depot and hooks it up to the very bottom of this exact antenna. Here it is. So you buy these stakes right here. Okay? Buy these stakes. It'll connect right onto the bottom of that antenna. Then run your ground radios from the bottom. And you have a great directional antenna. Front to back is phenomenal, and it'll work up to 1 kilowatt. What's wrong with that? That is amazing. That's the MFJ 2286. Buy them in a pair, and then start to run them in different directions. All you have to do is, if you have a big enough yard, put the center one, put it like in the center of your yard, and then move the other one 90 degrees, depending upon which way you want to work, right? If you're a quarter wavelength away, which is roughly for 40 meters, about 32.5 feet, you just keep moving 90 degrees, 32.5 feet away from that first antenna. You can work 360 degrees. If you don't have that big of a yard, put the driven antenna, that's the one with your coax, towards the edge of your yard. Then you can always run at least 3 directions, because you can run 90 degrees if you go side to side along your fence line, right? Then you go back towards your neighbor's house, which I'm sure they'll appreciate. Make sure your RF levels are okay. This is important. Please do that. Do an RF exposure test before you do it, especially with power. Then run it 90 degrees again, and you're running the opposite direction. But this is a great, inexpensive way you can do it. Get it up, out, and ready. Anytime. In the park, in the summits, on the islands, in your backyard. MFJ 2286 with some homemade ground radios. I think it's very important. Take a look at your comments. Lots to catch up on. Digital Analog Ham back from the UK. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. It's a joy to see you. Thanks for coming here today. As always, Eric is back. Kilo 3 Echo Lima Golf. Welcome back, my friend. Always a pleasure. You know I think the world of you. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Look at this. Gunter says he passed his test by writing off of his neighbor. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. That's just funny. Glenn, good morning. Good morning to Australia. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Oh my gosh. Woo. You guys are really funny. Yes, Florida State does have a lot of hams. And you know why? Because the people that lived in the Northeast are done living in the Northeast and they're down in Florida now. That's why. And they're hams. Yep. Fred, welcome. And thanks for coming during your lunch hour. Thank you, Fred. That's an honor. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Alex, good to see you. Yeah, it's the MFJ 2086. Wait, let me make sure because my mind is going a million directions, right? 2286. Yeah, MFJ 2286. Buy them in a pair. You can work them in directional. In fact, Tom from the channel's done it. Mike from the channel's doing it. It's easy to do. It's probably the easiest way to run a pair of directional verticals and really send your signal out. Yeah. And they've had great luck. Andy Cowling, great to see you as well. You know that. Glenn, hi to you too, mate. You bet. Good to have. And Gunter, good to have neighbors sometimes. Oh, no. Martin from Holland, all old men to Florida. No. Florida's a beautiful place, man. It really is. Let's take a look at the bands. Let's see if we can make a quick call. We'll look at 17, one of the last shows here with the K3. Here we go. And down 20. Oh, I missed it. I thought I'd catch it. See, that's a good example of how much more noise there is on 20 versus, 17. You just hear it every time. When I crashed to 20, I just didn't catch the button in time. I can't wait to change the rigs here. It's coming. We're real close. We're really close now. These auto tuners should be illegal. They're so fast on the L-Crafts. Looking for a strong signal here.
About 62 degrees today, and probably get a little bit warmer as we move along.
Great signal.
I'm out in my workshop, which is up to 61.2, according to the thermometer. We have digital stuff, that creates lots of fun. And but it's blue skies and not windy currently, so it's quite pleasant here. Let's see how Mike reports. KV6I from K6WKW, how is your weather?
K7HN. Just a quick hello. We'll see. They're just both in California.
I'd like to report the same blue skies and beautiful weather today. Can't really complain. A lot better than about a week ago when we had the big winds come through. I had 2 days of solid wind, and in fact I was up on the roof to realign my television antenna because the winds kind of blew that thing about 9 degrees off. So I was up there on the roof.
Just hit the RIT up 5 there. Make him come, sounds a little bit more legitimate.
So anyhow, good report here.
Hear the difference? Use the RIT.
I sent it to Bob, KB0C. Why don't you go ahead and take it?
There we go. Sounds like a net. Uh-oh. Okay. We will... I think we're going to just move here, but let's just listen for a few more moments just to make sure we haven't caused, disruption here within their net. Don't want to do that. Again, this net's coming out of California just to the south of me. So the easy thing to do would be to just move, but the right thing to do is to wait, make sure that somebody didn't hear your call and be able to say hello back. Just moving the dial mid.
Bob, KB0C, KB6I for ID. Good to hear things are trying to get back to normal, at least weather-wise, and And hopefully you get turned the corner on this pandemic thing. My wife announced that she's going to be able to get her first shot.
I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, let's move. Bring out the hash, see? And that's one of the things the Heil does so well. It does so well. I get more emails regarding the Heil parametric than anything. Let me try and show you with 4 hands and barking dogs in the background, and from my friend Glenn, who's ordered this product, how this all works, because it is interesting to try and see how it all comes together. This should hopefully help explain everything. I'm going to hold the camera in one hand and try and adjust things, so bear with me, okay? Glenn, I'll give you a good example of why this is so good. You first find a stronger signal here quick. Let's zoom back up, because we did have some strong signals. All right, here we go, Glenn. Take a look. All right, let me add this picture in for you, and we'll give you a good idea, Glenn, of how this works. We try and turn down the volume a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pull out, if I can, from this here. Okay, I'll do my best. Okay, here's the Heil. All right, and take a listen, Glenn, as I just adjust the mid. Not going to touch anything else. Hear that? Now bring it back out. Brings the hash out. You could always turn up the volume, or you can adjust the mid.
Bob, sounds like you turned it over to
On
me.
strong signals, pull it down. You can always add gain.
Yeah, it turns out
See?
to be one of the better days here. Usually, last couple
Without
weeks,
it,
when
sounds
Tom
like this.
frequency, other people would be on, and we're trying to move
Okay.
around up and down the 60, so I find
So-
an opening.
At the end of the day, I'm sorry it's shaking so much. I'm literally, let me show you, really. Here I am. Here's the camera. Okay. So, excuse me. Sorry, I keep on bumping the pop filter. What's nice about the Heil is it gives you the opportunity to really fine tune the signal. And like I've said many times, I use it much as a noise reduction tool because it does take out the hash, especially on 40, 80, 75, and 20. It just does. It's easier to use. When you bring it back down towards 8, you're really running at 800 hertz or a little lower. You can pull down a lot of that hash. And if you want to bring the gain up, you can still do it with your volume knob or with the gain that's built in to the mid-range section of this equalizer. The rest of the knobs, I don't even touch. I just don't touch them because they're already perfect the way they are. For me, at least, I think they're great. So if you have a hearing deficiency, especially, this is a great product. You can use it with 25 watt amplifiers in your headphones or use the Heil PRAS 5 speaker. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Make sure and show everything. Okay. Let me get you the speaker real quick so you can see it real quick, hopefully. All right. And nope, can't add. Just a second. Let me add it to the photo, to our screenshot here. It's right here. There's the Heil HPS 5. So if you don't want to use headphones, you can just use that, and it's brilliant. It's a two-way speaker into a totally tuned cabinet. So it sounds brilliant. It really does. I mean, it makes your ham radio sound so much better. It really does when you run them together. I'm a person that's just used to using headphones. I always have in radio. So for me, it's just second nature. However, if it's something you'd like to have that speaker in your room, can't recommend it enough. It's fantastic. Nikolai is here from Romania, our brand new ham. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, that's it. All right. So I'll tell you what, my friend. Jeez. Yep, you guys are funny. Look at this. Glenn bragging about summer. Man, no, you don't want this cool weather. This is more than cool weather, man. This is really cold weather. Absolutely. We're this morning 32. This morning when I first got out was 32 degrees, freezing. It's just too cold. Anyway, all right, guys. Think we're good. Glenn, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. I really wanted you to see that since you've ordered it from DX Engineering and it's coming from the US there to Australia. Gives you a little look at what you've purchased and a little bit of how to use it. When you get it, there'll be like this little pink, or if anyone buys this, and again, I don't get a thing from Ohio for this. I don't. I just really believe in this product. It is an excellent product for your shack. It will help you make your radio sound so much better. It really, if you like sound, you need this. If you're hard of hearing, you absolutely need this. It's such a great product, right? So you get it. Glenn, everything, all the knobs will be straight up at 12 o'clock, okay? The only thing you mess with is just that mid-range and maybe the gain. That's it. Once you've set it, forget it. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ham Radio Live is not monetized. We don't have any commercials. No skip ad buttons. Isn't that nice? You don't have to hear about anything from Amazon ads to, that car insurance company that has the duck. You don't need it. You just get to listen and watch the show. It's my honor and privilege to bring you the show every day. I don't get paid for doing it. I do it because I want to. I want to thank you for watching, everybody from around the world. It's truly an honor for me to do this. Until tomorrow, right about 1900, wait, hold on. Tomorrow is going to be earlier, 1800 UTC. I need to take my brother to a medical appointment tomorrow for a surgeon, so I'm not going to be able to make it at 19. Tomorrow's show will be at 1800 UTC only, so only tomorrow's show, 1800 UTC. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Thank you so much for watching Ham Radio Live. God bless you and goodbye, everybody.
Good evening. This is KIFI TV, Local News 8, Idaho Falls, Pocatello, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Concluding another day of broadcast. Our transmitter is located 35 miles west of Idaho Falls. Local News 8's main office is located at 1950 North Yellowstone Highway in Idaho Falls, with remote studios at 1246 Yellowstone and Pocatello. Local News 8 is owned by NPG of Idaho and authorized by the FCC to operate as digital channel 8.1 ABC, digital 8.2 Telemundo, 8.3 CW, and 8.4 the Now channel. We broadcast at a maximum of 63 kilowatts of digital power and a frequency of 186 megahertz. We hope you enjoy the programming that is broadcast throughout the day on Local News 8. If you have any questions or comments about programming, feel free to write to Local News 8 at 1915 North Yellowstone Highway, Idaho Falls, Idaho, 83401. For the best in news, local programming, and network shows from ABC, Telemundo, the CW, and the Now channel, turn to KIFI. From all of us at Local News 8, have a good night.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.